Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day here. I just wrapped up my Bitcoin analysis, but let's dive into some S&P 500 SPY analysis. So, as you guys can probably tell, we had a bit of an update today in the market. So, again, we resumed the trend of gapping higher but selling down into the close, and essentially the Qs did something very similar once again. Nice gap up and then pure selling takes over, lots of profit taking. Again, if you continue to gap higher, in my opinion, that is not a really good sign of bullishness. I actually do like gaps towards the downside that get bought up. That's a strong sign of bullishness. But right now, I would say we're getting a lot of bearishness. That's just, again, my opinion. Usually, if you see a gap and run, then that's very bullish. You could, like something like this, and you continue to go higher, then that's great. But again, we're quite extended as well, and we're trading near all-time highs. But it's not to take away from the fact that the risk assets can continue to go higher, right? Because right now, if you just check Bitcoin, I was just doing the analysis on it. It's surging. It's at 71,200. We're $2,000 away from the all-time highs, essentially, right? So, or just under that, like three, or just over that, like 3,000 something. But we're really close. You guys get the picture. Oil got pummeled today after the Israel news fizzled out, even though it it happened and fizzled out over the weekend. So technically, nothing really happened, and it dropped 5% today. So pretty big drop in oil. Again, we continue to count that oil will start to drop back down. Let me adjust my mic here. Drop back down to the 55 $45 level, so that we're going to be looking for somewhere around there for a significant bottom. But I continue to think that the Nasdaq is in danger of a reversal. When we take a look at the TLT, we've been tracking this for a very long time. I think the TLT is getting oversold now. I think it's due for a technical bounce, and this would actually propel markets higher, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how everything reacts, because there's lots of interesting things happening in the bond market where yields continue to just surge higher, and we're looking for a reversal at some point. Um, right on the daily time frame, you got divergence continues to build, but it can build for a while. Fifth wave extension, same thing on the DXY. Uh, Following essentially the yields, fifth wave extension, could it be coming to an end? Yeah, probably like pretty soon, in my opinion. I think the yields should be trying to top out here, and starting to pull back. The dollar should start to pull back. Gold, despite the dollar surging, continues to surge higher as well, pushing up to near, I believe, the all-time highs and rejecting at 2,757. Uh, Silver, I think, needs one more high. So silver ended in a nice way, three here. I think it needs another high, but again, we'll see if we do get it, because it is quite extended as well. We already hit the sell area, but don't never doubt that we can't go into sell area. One good example is that the USD JPY trade that we're in right now surged very high over the weekend. We gapped higher here. Let's get on the smaller time frames, give you guys some analysis of where I think this could be ending. So you got a nice wave three here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you need a fifth wave. So one more move higher on the smaller time frames, maybe, and then that'll be all she wrote. And this should be finished after that. This count should be complete. You should get that X wave reversal towards the downside. When we take a look at a few other things, the VIX got pretty hit pretty hard today. But I continue to think that the VIX is building a very bullish pattern. Even though we gapped down, we actually continue to go up throughout the day on the VIX. So everything kind of sold off into the close, right? So not something very bullish at all. And in my opinion, we could be due for a sell-off, and we're coming close to elections. But maybe something happens at the elections that's very unprecedented, the one that no one expects, and it just starts to dump. We'll have to see. And then we could take a look at some individual names here. So we could take a look at Tesla. So Tesla finally starting to top out here, getting some selling pressure in. And again, it made a new high, it broke the high. So now you could call this a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 setup. and it's ready for more upside. It just needs to a bit of a dip to kind of settle in and relax a bit after such a big pump, and then you'd be ready for a continued move higher towards the $300 levels. And I'll give you some targets once we get there. Meta continues to push higher here, fifth wave, nothing new. NVDA is just chopping about inside this wave 4. I think it needs one more high. When we take a look at Apple looks like it's ready to just surge higher as well. So you got some stocks that are very interesting in terms of some of them are just primed and ready to explode higher. Some of them are nearing resistance, like Google. I think Google needs a pump into this level and then a rejection. Microsoft pretty much truncated this area, I would say. I think Microsoft is weak at the moment. I could easily see Microsoft coming back down, breaking this upsloping trend line on the RSI and going much lower from there. I don't know what the catalyst would be, but that's what I see right now. When we take a look at the SMH, the semis are strong. There's nothing wrong. The semis just don't want to pump anymore. Like, the semis look like they could have ended on this big red bar here, inside bar price action, consolidation. You could be gearing up for a big move down if you don't get this pump sooner than later. Because if you take too much time, then really what this is just a 1, 2, and it's going to be a 3, and you're going to get this move down towards the targets of 189, 190. When we take a look at a few other ones here, so we get back up. So we'll take a look at PayPal. PayPal is definitely pumping hard here, and I continue to think PayPal will go higher, and rightfully so, because it does continue to go higher. We made some crypto plays inside the Discord. So again, we got like a 400%er the other day on MicroStrategy, but now we're playing some stock. So right now we're buying some stock into Hut Mining. Again, we longed around the $15 area. We're up nicely, like 15% now on this pump here, and I continue to think that we'll see more upside in Bitcoin, at least in the short term, which is kind of what's happening right now. And these miners should gap up and run and continue to run inside of this wave 3 as well. So very bullish indeed. Glad we made that trade, and glad we're continuing to hold these positions. We'll take a look at CLH, one of our other positions as well, kind of giving some info here for you guys that stuck throughout the video. Again, this is primed and ready for a move higher here, possibly an extension of the X wave and another WXY inside of it, or an ABC correction. But ultimately, this can easily give you a double over the next like 3 to 6 months, of course, depending on what market's going to do and if the chart holds up as well, right? If the chart breaks, then we stop out. We move on to the next trade, and we just we don't hold on to our positions forever. And yeah, but the markets are very tricky. We got the Japan policy rate coming in on Wednesday, and I think that could be the catalyst we need for this USD JPY trade to start to reverse towards the downside. Yen strengthening is what I'm looking for, but again, obviously it can continue to weaken, and this can continue to pump higher. Obviously the DXY can continue to surge, and I mean, I don't make the markets. I'm just watching them and reporting on what's going on. And in my opinion, it can easily continue to do that. No one expects it because it's just going straight up, and yields can continue to go straight up, but they are going to get that pullback eventually. And that's probably when we're going to be looking to short the bonds on this pullback in wave 2. A low could have been struck here on the 20-year, and we have a truncation in play. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and this analysis helps you, make better trades in the future. Peace.